Hi, this is Duke Jeyaraj, and I want to talk about two cults standing in my car park today because this is really bubbling in my heart. Two cults, and these two cults set out to fool us into thinking that two of God's requirements for us, holiness and evangelism involvement, are no longer required. Okay, the hypergrace cult, and I've written extensively about it, in effect says God looks at Jesus, he doesn't look at you, so you can live as you like. In effect, they don't actually say that, but that's what they imply. So they rob us of the motivation for living holy. I've talked enough about hypergrace cult, but now there's a new cult coming in that's called the Hyper Israel cult. And this Hyper Israel cult basically is saying that you need to come under a Jewish rabbi based on a misinterpretation of Zechariah 8:23. Zechariah 8:23, I will write about that verse and more such verses misinterpreted by this group, Hyper Israel group, shortly. Give me some time, but before that I needed to get this live video out. So this Hyper Israel group is basically saying you need to come under a Jewish rabbi to grow in your spiritual life, and at some point they seem to even say to get saved, to get to heaven, you need to come under a Jewish rabbi. Basically, the Jewish rabbi will, is going to do the ministry, and you need to hold on to his robe, or so on and so forth. Basically, it's a subtle way to destroy the priesthood of all believers. 1 Peter 2:9 talks about it. Revelation 1:6 talks about it. Not just the pastor, not just the senior pastor, not just the church elders. Every believer is called to get involved in ministry. Every believer is asked to proclaim the gospel. Matthew 28:19 is very clear. Go into all the world and preach the gospel. So there is no Jew, no Gentile. Paul says twice in his letters. I can go on and on, but I want to make this a brief video. So Hyper Israel video is destroying your ministry involvement. Flee it like you flee a rattlesnake. And Hyper Grace, I've talked about it enough, is destroying your motivation to live holy. Flee that as well, like you'd flee a rattlesnake. More later. God bless you. If you want to share this video, share this, because we need to be warned about two cults on the different ends of the spectrum, Hyper Israel and Hyper Grace. God bless you. This is Duke Jeyaraj.